I tried. I tell you.
Okay.
Take a look at this picture here.
No, it's only an hour show. Okay. All right, our first guest.
Our first guest has quite a culinary resume. He was on Food Network show Cooks vs. Cons and was even the personal chef to former President George H.W. Bush and his wife, Barbara.
That's so cool. Chef Adrian PEREZ is here to show you how to treat mom to a presidential, if you will, Mother's Day breakfast. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you all for having me. Yeah, the quiche is something really simple to make. People are intimidated by it. It was the first recipe I ever learned.
So a quiche, because it's true. Most people think quiche and they go, oh,
it's super beautiful.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of intricacy to it, and there's a crust involved. People get nervous about the crust, but it's really simple to make.
Okay. So how do we get started?
All right. So first we start off with a little bit of knife skills, first and foremost, and knife safety. So we're going to chop our vegetables up. Now I always put a wet paper towel or a wet towel under my cutting board, and it keeps it from sliding. So you don't want to cut when you're swiveling around like so.
So simple.
It is very simple. A simple fix. Always hold your knife by pinching it with your forefinger and your thumb like so. Never put your finger over the top. A lot of folks like to do this, and what that does is wobble the knife. Okay, so pinch it, get a nice handle on it and balance, and just go. Your knife should actually never leave the cutting board. So if you notice, you just slide back and forth like this while you're cutting things. Say I have a zucchini, if you have a better example. Right. Up and down like so, and just let it glide back and forth. So just keep it simple. Live a natural life. Leave the cutting board, and curl your fingers in when you're cutting as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's better to nick a knuckle than nick a fingertip, right?
And all those veggies go into a pan. And you said that the secret to that is
keep them dry. So once they're sautéed, you're going to dab them with a paper towel and get the moisture off of them. And don't salt them until they're done because they'll weep a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, salt them done. So saute those in a couple tablespoons of butter. And while those are cooking, we're going to par-bake our pie crust. So I used a puff pastry today, and all I did was poke some holes in the bottom of the pie there. And I'm going to weigh it down with some dry beans or dry rice. This is garbanzo beans, so that way it keeps it from rising. So par-bake that for about 15 minutes.
Which you can use just a regular pie crust, though,
Absolutely.
that you buy.
Yeah. This is what I had left in the freezer, so we're using the puff pastry today. But yes, definitely
take crust. Light, it's flaky.
It's fun. I think it's more fun. It's more rustic and more real.
And that's the other thing, when you said that's what you had in the freezer, that's the thing about a quiche, almost like an omelet, is where whatever in the fridge will work. That's what you put in
Absolutely.
it.
So I'm using a mix of cheeses I have in the fridge as well. I'm using the Wisconsin cheeses. I've got some pepper jack, some Gouda over there to go with the bacon. Oh, there's bacon in this also, by the way. And then we're adding a little bit of the cheddar as well. So just mix any cheese you want. They'll all work together. You're adding cream to this. It's going to taste delicious no matter what.
And before you throw the vegetables in, you want to make sure you kind of sop up the...
Pat them dry a little bit, yeah.
Definitely. So that they don't... So the crust doesn't get all soggy, right?
Absolutely.
And what's the ratio of eggs to cream here?
So we're going to do 6 eggs to about a cup and a half, or about a cup of half and half. You can add the cream. You do milk. You do mix. Everyone does something different. Salt and pepper are going to go in there as well.
And no flour.
No flour in this one.
I always thought there was flour in a quiche.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no flour there.
I don't know.
I could be wrong too. There's more than one way to do it.
Maybe they did that a long time ago.
Back in the day. It sounds like a classic version of this. So once those are going to be cooked down, and listen, when your vegetables are in the skillet, let them sit there and do their job. Let them cook. You want them to brown and caramelize. That's where all the natural flavor is. And then spinach and the sour cream will mix together as well.
And does this go in the egg mix?
It is, but it's not here first. No. So we're going to layer this together. We'll move all this out of the way. And I added some fresh herbs to there as well if you want to. Anything you want.
So this goes in first?
Well, yes, this goes in first.
Okay.
And then next goes the vegetables.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Good job. This is quick. This is quicker than I made it.
Spread out there.
Spread it nice and even. Okay. Your oven's probably around 350, depending on what kind of crust you're doing. Over the top goes the vegetables. Okay. And then you're going to pile on all this cheese.
Oh wow!
All the goodness.
Okay, because my first thought would be, mix everything in the egg and then dump it in there. But you just, like you said,
I think
you have to layer it.
So. Right. So I used to do the same thing. I was very lazy back in the day, and I discovered when you layer it, it just bakes softer and more fluffier, if you will.
Okay. And then cheese?
Cheese goes on top, and then we're just going to drizzle that with the ladle, the egg mix over the top of that. Okay. And pop it in the oven. And listen, if your crust on the edges gets too golden and it's cooked too fast, just cover it with a little bit of foil on the edges.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So you don't just dump this in there, just get it all...
I mean, you can. It's kind of fun. The kids would be fun with this. It's easy to make for them as well. So make a little mess. It's all right.
And how long and how hot?
Now you went over the edge there. Now we got to fix that. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Just I'm messing with you. That's good. That's okay. Leave a little room for it to rise, and then pop in the oven, cook it, uncover it on a nice baking sheet, and it's done in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
There we go.
Finished dishes over there.
All right.
There you go.
We've got about 30 seconds left, but I want you to tell the story real quick of how you ended up a personal chef to a former president.
Oh, goodness. Well, okay, I was living in my car. I just started my business first year, struggling a little bit. Customer service is very important to me. I had a client who had the connection. I didn't know it was the Bushes, but I was delivering to her her. She needs special meals for her and her baby. She just had a baby. So she said, I'm going to refer you to the Bushes. They need a replacement chef for a month. And there I was staying in their kitchen the next day, cooking for 3 or 4 meals a day, 8 hours a day. And it was the biggest honor of my career so far.
And you said they're eating healthier at the time, and you were instructed
I was instructed not to give them any kind of libations, any kind of bad sugar, but President Bush did like his whiskey and pecan cherry ice cream after dinner.
And so you don't say no to a president.
You don't say no to the president. So he got a small portion of that just to get him by. So yeah.
That's a great story. All right, well, if you'd like more information on personal chef Adrian and complete eats to go on our website, SALive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just snap that QR code right there at the bottom of your screen. And he's going to be back with 3 great ways to make guacamole coming up.
All right. So a great meal for mom is awesome, but how about a fantastic makeover?
I love these makeovers. And Argenta by